Hello neighbor, this is Curt with eTrailer, and today we're going to take a look at the INNO Aero roof rack and see how it fits and see how it installs on our 2024 Nissan Rogue. Now, a roof rack is an excellent way to carry with you a lot of those items that you either don't want with you in the vehicle or that just won't fit in there with the vehicle and with the other passengers that are in there as well. The type of things that can go up here would be things like roof boxes or cargo carriers, kayak carriers, bike racks, any number of things that could go up here on a roof rack. Now with this, it is an aero-style bar, which means it's going to be a lot quieter for you and vibrate less than a square or a round bar. It's going to be able to accept your clamp-mounted accessories or T-track accessories that'll go through the weatherstrip T-slot up at the top. This is also an overhang-style bar as opposed to a flush bar where the bar ends at the towers. So even with this overhang here a little bit though, it doesn't really overhang the door seam. I don't see any danger of contacting your head with it or anything like that, even if you're a taller person. From up here on the roof, we're going to take a few measurements and check just how this fits on the roof of our Rogue. And the first thing I want to take a look at is crossbar spread, which is the distance between our bars. That's important to know because any rooftop accessory that you come across that you might want to put up here has a minimum and maximum crossbar spread that you are going to have to pay attention to make sure it's something that will fit up here. So I'm going to go ahead and measure from the T-track up here, and we are sitting at 27 3/4 inches, and that to me is actually a really good place to be. Most rooftop accessories are going to have, between 25 and 35 inches, so we're almost in the middle of that. I'm not too worried about a lot of rooftop accessories not fitting on these. The other thing I'm going to take a look at is just how much height this is adding to the vehicle. The towers from Inno are rather tall compared to some other manufacturers, so it does put the bar at a little bit of a higher spot, which would be 4 3/4 inches. So at 4 3/4 inches, if you're calculating how much rooftop clearance you have, add that number to whatever the height of your rooftop accessory is, and you should be able to calculate that. The other thing we're going to take a look at is our distance underneath the bar. And the clearance underneath the bar comes out to 3.5 inches, which is more than enough room for you to mount any of those clamp style accessories up here. Now, because this is a naked roof and the way that the clamps and things are built on our towers in order to secure them to our roof, Inno is very specific about where the placement of these bars are, so we don't really have an opportunity to make our crossbar spread narrower or wider or shift these forward or back. So stick around and we'll show you exactly how we got these installed on our roof. So our installation process is going to start with attaching our towers onto the bar. So we're going to attach a tower over here. We've got this one done already. And what you're going to need to do to start is remove your end cap. We're going to depress this tab, remove our end cap there. Then we've got this tray that kind of slides along this track. We're going to get that all the way out and exposed. And we're going to take this piece here, and with the open end outward and the metal plating facing up, we're going to go underneath here and slip it right into place. There is a little notch here with the tab, so you really can't put it in another way in case you accidentally put it in backwards. But we're going to snap that up into place, and then what we'll do is slide it all the way back, depress this tab here, and get it all the way into this open space right here. Then what we're going to do is take our tower, and as you can see, we're going to have the bolt side facing out. And these holes here are going to line up with these two tabs and our bolt. So we're going to go ahead and get that dropped into place there just like that. And once that's in, we're going to slide it over to the left, and it'll lock it in place on here. Now, because this is a naked roof and we've got our clamps and everything here, we need to predetermine how wide these towers are going to be from each other before they go up on our roof. So we're going to take a look at the instructions, and we're going to get a measurement from this point in the middle here to this line on our tower. The measurement in the instructions calls for 19 7/8 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and set my tape. Still about 3/4 of an inch shy, so I'm just going to maneuver this back a little bit. And we're just going to keep on remeasuring until we get it right where we need it. Once we have it where it needs to be, we're going to take our Allen tool here, and through this bolt right here, we're going to tighten it down into place on our bar so it doesn't slide back and forth on us. And with that done, we're going to go ahead and also replace our end cap. Put on our rubber foot pad. It's really easy to figure out the orientation of this. It does leave indentations in the rubber pad where the screw heads are, so it's really easy to get it on. We're going to be putting it on through these two rubber tabs here, through these two holes. So we'll just get that in place and compressed down. We're just going to get it up in the general vicinity of where it needs to be on the roof. There is a specific measurement of where to place it, but for right now, I just want to get it in the neighborhood and then grab my measuring tape. Now, the measurements for the front bar, and we're going from this center bolt here, they'll measure it from the door seam. So the front bar, Inno wanted 2 inches from the door seam. Our back bar is going to be 25¼ inches from the door seam. So I'm going to measure that out and get our bar in the right neighborhood. It's actually pretty much exactly where we need it to be, just about. But I'm going to double check this measurement on both sides. And the reason that I want to make sure it's right on both sides is we want to make sure that our bars are going to be perfectly parallel to each other. So if it's 25¼ inches here and 25¼ inches on the other side, we already double checked this one to make sure it's equal. That way we'll guarantee we have parallel bars. It's time to attach our clamps. Now, Inno is going to provide you with kind of this padded adhesive to put in the place of where your clamp is going to go, just to help protect your vehicle from any scratches, because these pads are not, rubber coated or anything like that. There's no real padding behind them. Now, we're not doing a permanent install today, so what we decided to do instead was just, put a little bit of painter's tape here on the back so that when we tighten it down, we're not causing any kind of scratches. But what we're going to end up doing here is just removing our bolt along with the metal and plastic washer that's on there with it. I'm going to put my clamp in place. This part here should be kind of covering this area here, just like so. Now I'm going to reinsert my bolt, and I'm just going to hand tighten it just a little bit. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. We're going to take our Inno tool here, and we're going to start tightening down this bolt. Now, I'm going to basically use my thumb to hold it up and kind of keep it snug against here just to make sure it stays in position. But I'm going to only tighten this up until I start to feel a little bit of resistance. Reason being, I don't want to over-tighten one side and displace the other, which can happen. So what I'm going to do is incrementally tighten down one side and then go do the same with the other, come back, give it a few turns, same back and forth until we get it completely tight. Now as we get it tightened down, this is a torquing tool, so once we get it tight enough, you'll hear a pop just like that. That way you know this is tightened down to the specs that it's supposed to be. I'm going to give it a shake and double check. Nothing on the bar is moving or the tower. In fact, the vehicle is shaking when I do this, so I know we're tightened up and good to go. Last step of our install is going to be to put on our tower covers. Now there's 2 kind of tabs down here that these hooks are going to go over. So I'm going to slip them over just like that, pop it into place, and I'm going to use my key to lock it into place, and that's going to keep our towers and our bars secure for us. So there you go. Inno can make a great roof rack for your Nissan Rogue. I think it's got a really stylish look to it, especially with those chrome end caps. I love the security feature of having lockable tower covers. Most manufacturers make you purchase locks separately, so the fact that it comes with them, for me, is an enormous value. But again, I really like the way they look. I think they're going to come in very handy for you and your Rogue whenever you take your next adventure. But if you do decide that this is the roof rack for you and you get it and you put it on, you're able to use it a few times, please share with us what you think about it in the comments below. We would love to share your experience with our other neighbors so they can make the best decision for themselves. Once again, this is Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.